So what happened with the night when Ralph was conceived there? I feel like you want to tell us more about that.
Well, I don't want to get too graphic.
Sure.
But I wrecked it.
Okay.
And I think that's why he's the way he is when he came out.
Pay attention. Creepy weirdo.
I would like a strong, powerful woman to protect me.
He'll fight for America.
Hip. Poopy square.
The Playable Characters Podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to level 197 of Playable Characters Podcast. This is Brian McGinnis, your fearless leader for the past 17 years of doing this show. Happy January. Hope you're all nice and vaccinated at this point, as they promised. I assume COVID's gone by the time this episode comes out. Hey, I know this is like the top 5 worst times in our history of the world, but thanks for letting me into your earlobes for 40 minutes a week. For those that leave the feedback, I always love it. I'm glad we can make you laugh here for a little bit. It means a lot. So we're going to keep this going, and we're almost at the big 200, the big reboot. It's not a reboot. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I have a couple ideas. We'll see what happens, folks. But hey, follow us at Playable Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. I think I'm on TikTok too with that name. I joined TikTok. People are like, put some clips of the podcast up. I joined it. I got terrified of TikTok because I'm 40 and I felt like I don't belong on that app. But we do have a couple clips up there, and it was just a nightmare. But anyway, and you can also send us an email, playablepodcast@gmail.com. That is our lovely Gmail as well. Let's dive in, everybody. So today's guest, holy cow, we have I didn't even know this person was a thing. I mean, I guess you kind of knew because of his son who got super famous a couple years back. But we have with us the son of the very famous and popular Wreck-It Ralph star Fix It Felix Jr. Today with us, we have Fix It Felix Sr. How are you, sir? Welcome to the show.
How's it going, Brian? I'm pleased as punch to be here with you.
Pleased as punch. Me too. Thanks for joining us today. This is a real treat for us. Me. I say me.
It's the royal us.
Yeah, exactly. Is that what they do there? It's like they always say us instead of me.
I suppose so. I haven't been over there.
You just heard. Yeah. Well, this is great to have you. I mean, we don't know too much about you. We know about your son, obviously, Felix Jr., who goes around and fixes buildings that bastard Ralph wrecks all the time. Tell us about yourself. Did you do the same? I assume you do the same thing too. I can see your hammer right there. But tell us about yourself a little bit.
Yeah, Junior, he really took off in the family business of being a super at one of these buildings. But he got the nicer end of the stick because he got his own game out of it, you know?
That's good. It's good luck. Yeah, it's nice. So yeah. It is. So you are just a super, kind of. You just had to say it.
Just a super. Are you a super?
I'm not. You're right.
That's right.
Okay. You were a super, or I guess a building fixer-upper? Like, did you do, like, sometimes these supers, I'm always impressed. It's like, hey, we got, the roof just fell off. They're like, I'll take care of it. Or it's like the toilet's leaking. We'll take care of it. They know how to do everything. Are you kind of that way too? Are you knowledgeable of every little tiny thing that needs to get fixed?
That's right. Yeah, I take care of everything at my building. You know, my building's not as great as Junior's building. You know, when he moved out of town, he moved to Nice Land. I'm living in Bad Land over here.
It's a silly name for a town. Both of those, really.
Well, I mean, this video game world, you know.
Yeah, Nice Land. It does. I mean, I guess. Well, I mean, it is nice, but they have Ralph there, who's this giant behemoth, just keeps punching the building down.
Yeah, and I mean, Ralph's from Badland too, so I think it's most of the people in Badland are for that name bad, you know.
Sure.
That whole movie that the video game was inspired from. Ralph really had a redemption arc in that one, but
sure.
He started out he just wants to wreck shit.
I get it. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, yeah. Normally when Junior's around, I try not to cuss, but nice. He's got an image to uphold.
Right, Ralph or Junior or both.
I mean, Junior. I'm not at liberty to discuss the genetics from Ralph at the moment.
Whoa, wait, hold on. What? Is
I don't.
Junior not yours?
As Junior's definitely mine.
Okay.
Ralph might be mine too. We're not sure.
Okay. What was Mrs. Wreck-It life like?
I mean, there's no misses.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Badlands. You just do what you got to do.
Okay. Just like some crazy night, huh?
Yeah, I mean, hey, as long as it's consensual.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say, not to be offensive, Junior's a tiny character. You yourself seem a little small. Ralph's huge.
Ralph got a lot more of the bits in the family.
I got you. He's more bits than you.
Yeah, I come from the Atari too, so I don't have a lot to work with.
Right, you're like 4 bits. Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to say 5 on a good day.
Okay. What was the mom like, or or do you remember that night?
All right. So
tell us.
I've seen you play in this game a lot. I come from the building. I super the building that the Beat 'em and Eat 'em game is from.
For those that don't know, don't Google Beat 'em and Eat 'em right now. Maybe later. But it was an old Atari game. I think I've mentioned it before on the show, where you control 2 lovely ladies on the street, and there's a guy on the roof just 5 minutes in, sorry, just jacking off into their mouths. That's a real, I swear to God, it's a real Atari game. It was a wild, wild west back then. People could do whatever they wanted to back in the early 80s. This is a real game.
Anything goes in Badland.
Seriously, and it's disgusting. Those poor women. But so you work there? You work on that building?
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
A lot of squeegeeing going on, I guess.
This hammer. I got this magic hammer.
Yeah.
Everyone in the Fix It family has a magic hammer.
Oh well, okay. How is it? You all have one? Is it that? I guess it's not really that magical, or is it that rare? Sorry.
I mean, it's just for Fix-Its.
Okay.
Do you have a magic hammer, Brian?
Again, I don't. You're right.
So you're not a super and you don't have a magic hammer. But all this stuff is pretty ordinary.
2-0. You got me. You're up 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, when we're born, we come out with a magic hammer.
Your poor mother.
Well, there's a lot of right angles in the Atari too. So
I got you. It kind of just comes out easily.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But I'm always trying to scare off that guy up on the roof.
Does it work?
There's a game about it, so no.
Jeez.
But the cleanup is really a bitch because a hammer doesn't really clean that up. It's not technically broken, so there's a little bit of elbow grease that needs to go into it.
Oh God. I was going to ask you what the worst mess you ever cleaned up, but I think we've already got.
Yep, that's my daily hell.
All right, you're like, can you push some bricks off or something? Can you break something up there while you're there, sir? But
that's where Ralph used to come in.
Okay.
I'm not saying that I was involved in Ralph just to scare this guy away,
Okay.
But when I found out that Ralph was around and, he's a pretty imposing guy, I was like, hey, maybe some bricks find their way up to the roof.
Yeah, I got you. And why do those women stay there? What's they just thirsty? What's their deal?
It's eat or be eaten in the Badlands.
It's a job. Someone's got to do it. I guess. I don't know why. Yeah.
Hey, the more they catch, the less they got to clean. So
all right. So you're rooting for them.
Yeah, I mean, they don't seem to be too upset about it. They're doing it. They want to be there, I'd assume.
Oh man, it's people. Look it up. Beat them and eat them. It's horrific. It's horrific.
Whatever, literally whatever gets you off.
Yeah. Oh man. So when that guy's not there, unless he's there 24/7 doing this, what else? What are the other things? Have you had to rebuild the building before? Was there ever a big collapse? Or because sometimes in Niceland, in Junior's world, the whole building comes down and he just fixes it really quick with that hammer of his,
Yeah, so there was only really ever one time that there was a big collapse, and unfortunately that was because of Ralph.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if you've seen the movie or played the Fix It Felix Jr. game.
Yeah.
Ralph lives in a big pile of bricks. That was my old building.
Oh, okay.
Badland and Niceland, there's right next to each other, and the building kind of fell over into Niceland.
Okay, there you go.
So, it wasn't a big move for Junior, and I like having him around, but,
Yeah, I hear you.
Excuse me.
That's okay. So you got a lot of dust after all that time being a super, I guess, right? Fixing up buildings.
Yeah, things are always breaking. Dust, debris, it gets into your lungs. I grew this handlebar mustache to try and filter it out, but it doesn't really work.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. Now he's a junior, your son Felix. Did you have any other names you thought you might call him? I mean, it's a cool name, Fix It Felix. It definitely makes sense. You're the first one, and did you ever want to call him something else, or did that what you decided early on that he was going to be a junior?
Junior just kind of rolls off the tongue nice.
Yeah.
We technically have a first name with the Felix. Mm-hmm. Felix is just a fun name, Fix It Felix. It's
great name.
A little alliteration. Maybe Fix It Philip. That might have worked.
Not bad.
And you wouldn't get the junior at the end of that.
Right.
That's what people remember.
Fix It Fred. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, see, it doesn't really have that ring to it.
It's all those X's,
Yes.
It definitely works. Okay. Now, is there a Mrs. Fix It around? I know you said before, not really, but does Junior have a mom still in the picture?
Junior definitely has a mom. That's how things work.
Yeah.
Honestly, there was it was out of wedlock, out of a relationship.
Gotcha.
I do know it was one of them lucky ladies down on the street.
Oh, really?
They're not very easy to tell apart, though. So.
Oh, because I don't know her name or anything. I don't know if it was like, Fix It Felicia or something.
It's actually Betty.
Okay, nice. Fix It Betty or just regular Betty?
Just regular Betty. I wasn't sleeping in the family.
That's right. Duh. I'm sorry. That makes sense. Do you have any more kids, or maybe you do, but is Junior just like the most famous one, or do you have other kids who do other things?
Well, circling back to what I was saying in the beginning.
Please.
90% certain Ralph is my son.
Okay, right.
Again, not too sure with all the stuff happening in Badland, but Fix It Felix Jr. was definitely from Betty.
Okay.
And the other lady, who I never got her name.
Right. Wasn't it a threesome? No.
Yeah, let's say 3.
Okay.
Sure. I hope my son's not listening to this one.
No, he might not be. He's busy.
He's a very nice young boy. He doesn't like the reality of the Badlands.
He's like the ultimate good guy. He's coined as,
Yes, I and that was by design. I knew he was destined for great things, so I didn't want any of my bad habits to rub off on him. That's why I encouraged him to move to Niceland.
I gotcha. As a young kid, huh? You just kind of shoved him over the border there.
Well, I mean, he grew up in the Badlands, but he's not a very old guy in the game and the movies. He's
right. Young 20s seems like.
Yeah, 21.
Oh, he's 21. Okay, that's good. And he married that the space lady, the space marine.
Yes, Calhoun. I love her.
Yeah. Oh, good. You guys have like Thanksgiving and Christmas together.
Yeah, like I said, I mean we're practically next door neighbors still. Right. We're just separated by a debris pile.
Okay, that's not so bad. So what happened with the night when Ralph was conceived there? I feel like you want to tell us more about that.
Well, I don't want to get too graphic.
Sure.
But I think I wrecked it.
Okay.
And I think that's why he's the way he is when he came out.
Oh, geez. In what way? You two had a good night, I guess. How you saying?
Yeah, very good night. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And was this a big lady, would you say? Because Ralph's very, very large.
She wasn't very large. Like, I mean, you've seen the gals in that game. They're very, slender.
Sure.
I guess there is just some genetics, some recessive genes.
Right. Ralph's enormous compared to your son, especially if we can compare it to him, you know. So,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know how genetics works. I'm a simple super, fixing things.
So you knew, like, when did you find out, like, oh, this is probably my son? Like, because he's, you got the look completely different. They're two different career paths. Junior's building and Ralph's wrecking. Like, when did you know, like, wait a minute, this might be mine?
When I got the papers delivered.
Oh, so just like that. Okay.
Yeah,
like Maury. Yeah.
Yeah, we even went on one of them shows.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there were a few of us there. I think Bowser was even one of the potential fathers. You would have expected Ralph and Bowser, but yeah, it was me.
I thought King Hippo and Ralph, really, they kind of had that same. Yeah. Bowser like denounced all of his kids, apparently, I think.
Yeah. More reason that he's Ralph.
Right, could be. Wow, that's crazy. But hey, I mean, do they know they might be brothers, Junior and Ralph?
Not at the moment.
Oh.
It's one of them. They used to be mortal enemies.
Yeah.
I didn't want to throw a wrench in it, as you would say,
or a magical hammer.
Yeah. I fix things that would totally wreck things.
I gotcha. Okay.
But now they're best friends, so maybe it might be time to bring it up.
Maybe that's why they eventually drew closer. They had that bond that they couldn't even see.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, beautiful in a way, I guess. But hold on, does Junior still see his mom? Does he know what she does?
Like I said, try to shield him from that.
Okay.
He knows his mom's alive.
Okay.
And he knows that she loves him.
Of course. Does she?
She might. I mean, she's still running around on the streets, so.
God, she's still trying. Does she get paid for that? I don't know. Or just points.
It might be a hobby. I'm not sure.
Oh my goodness. So no other kids, they didn't get it. I mean, would you push your other kids to get into this family business as well? Like the fixing thing, or maybe if they wanted to be a singer or something, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against other jobs. It's awesome that Junior went into the business.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, Ralph is technically my son.
Right.
But I think that there's some potential there because what a construction business needs a demolitions guy. There
you go.
Maybe if I bring this up to the boys, maybe they can start something together.
I love it. The Fix 'em and Wreck 'em brothers.
Yeah.
The Beat 'em and Eat 'em brothers. No, maybe not.
Maybe not that one.
Okay. Yeah. Do you still see Vanellope at all from the girl who drives around with the candy in her hair?
Not so much since she moved to the internet.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck in the Atari.
I got you.
I got my, luckily I'm plugged in at the same arcade as the Fix It Felix game.
That's good.
But Vanellope, she went off on her own. Hey, good for her. She found a place that works.
Yeah. My daughter's name is Penelope, and she loves the character Vanellope.
Oh, that's adorable.
It is very, yeah. So you gave Felix Jr. the hammer. You said this is in your.
He was born with the hammer.
He was born with it. Where do you get it from? Like when did it first come? Like we all know about Mjolnir, which is Thor's hammer, right? Is it similar to that, or? Like, it seems amazing that you all have this magic hammer.
Yeah, I mean, in my family, we're just born with magic hammers that fix shit,
Okay, just like that.
Yeah, maybe it comes from the womb. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things, video games are weird.
They sure are. Do you ever fill in for Junior in his game ever? Like, if he can't make it for some reason, you ever you guys kind of look similar enough,
Yeah, I mean, sometimes there was that time when he was off gallivanting with Ralph, trying to stop him from his stuff. So sometimes I'll fill in, Yeah. There was some Fix It Junior and Calhoun recently had some kids.
Oh, some. Okay.
Twins.
Oh, nice.
So they each got hammers.
Oh yeah, so they were born with hammers too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So while they're busy, you know, I'll help around the nice land apartment complex.
Is it bad to give a bunch of toddlers magic hammers?
Normally it would be, but literally these hammers can only fix things.
Oh, can you fix something too much?
I haven't run into that problem yet.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like it would be. I guess it makes sense. Yeah. All right. That sounds really. Yeah, I guess it's good. So they can break something as a normal toddler would do, but then you'd be like, "Here, play with this now." Give them the magic hammer, and they would just fix it, just like that.
Yep, just like that. The only downside is you can't really do puzzles around them. The moment they touch the puzzle, it's complete. And like, what's the point, you know?
They feel pretty smart for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't do the work. It was the hammer.
Okay. Can your hammer break at all?
No, it can't.
That's crazy.
And, you know, honestly, if it ever did, I just call up Junior. He comes and hits my hammer with his hammer. Boom, fixed hammer.
I mean, that's pretty amazing, actually.
And you know, that's why it was surprising that it took 2 generations to get a full game for us. You know, this is a pretty amazing family trait. I tried to get in the video game business before, but it didn't really take. That's why I'm stuck in this beat 'em and eat 'em game.
I was just going to ask you that. Like, tell us, like, did you try earlier? Like, what did you try? And then what do you think finally happened to have Junior get his own game or movie?
You know, that Disney, those Disney bucks came in.
Uh-huh.
You know, Disney's like, we need a character for a game because we're going to make a movie about it. And, you know, Junior was right there. Like I told you, I was raising him from birth to be the model protagonist,
right,
to a game. You know,
sure.
When I started out, and I've heard your podcast before, and you're gonna love this.
Thank you.
That damn Mario.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You know, look at us, me and him. Look at us.
Uh
huh. He stole my shtick.
Pretty similar. And I didn't want to say it. You're in better shape than him, obviously, or it looks like it. But he's a real son of a bitch. Yeah.
He is. Yeah. What can he do? Like they say he's a plumber. You ever see him fix a pipe?
I mean, he carries around a hose in that overrated Sunshine game.
Exactly. You know,
all
those jobs that he's taken.
Come on.
He can't hold down one job.
Come on, Mario. Give me a break.
Right? But yeah, around the same time, we were trying for our own games. Something about Mario, people.
I mean, you're both. I guess jumping on turtles is better than fixing pipes. I guess or something. I don't know.
I guess I don't know. I tell you, if I was in the Mario Kingdom, none of them pipes would be open ended though. They'd be all going somewhere.
Sure, right. You might clog the whole Mushroom Kingdom.
No clogs. I keep that running smooth. Okay,
that's good. Because I've played the Fix It Felix game at a barcade over in New York City. I've played it, and it's fun. You know, what was your game like? What did you pitch as when you with Mario pitching those? Like, what was your game consisting of?
Yeah, very similar to Junior's game.
Okay,
it was more of a one of those when you take care of a building with tenants.
Mm-hmm, right.
You know, so there was more micromanagement involved. There wasn't a Ralph to like destroy the thing.
You're ahead of your time.
You know, ahead of my time. Honestly, I think it was just really hard to program.
Right. Back then, sure.
Maybe that was what it was, but you know, I have ambition. You know, I always want something, and I couldn't get there, so I made sure my son got there.
Well, that's nice. That's very nice. Are there plans to like work with him and do a dad and son type of game, or even have like a dad and son shop in the nice or Badland area?
You know, there's no plans for that, but with the twins being born,
right?
You know, we got some franchise possibilities.
Okay, that's good.
You know, you can pull Grandpappy in for some fun stuff.
Yeah,
they did that in the Donkey Kong country with the old guy in the rocking chair. I could do that.
Cranky and Wrinkly. Cranky and Wrinkly Kong.
Yeah. I could be Fix It Kong.
There you go. I'm all for it. I think that'd be great. What do you? I think you should definitely tell the boys that they're maybe brothers, possibly like definitely brothers. I think.
Yeah, not 90% sure at least.
Right. What's the 10%? Just like, are you hoping it's not, or or what?
Not so much hoping. It's just I need that 10% to get through my day.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's a big conversation I'm gonna have to have.
Yeah. I think that, but again, now that they're friends, I feel like it might be maybe they'll be excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason I haven't brought it up before. They were always at each other's throats.
Right.
But now they're thick as thieves. So
I think it's time to do it.
Yeah, right. You know what? Right after this podcast,
that's great. Maybe
I'm gonna go walk the 10 feet over to Nice Land.
He might hear you at the window.
I'm gonna. Well, some of the things I've been saying, I hope not.
Yeah, and I think you should probably either cut it off with the Betty. Maybe get her some help. What do you think?
I mean, she should get help for sure.
Yeah.
But again, it seems like she enjoys it.
Or at least got her stomach pumped. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if she looked like she was not if it wasn't a consensual thing,
all right,
I would have. Yeah, obviously, this isn't the type of lifestyle a person should have.
Yeah.
But she's been doing it for years.
She sure has. 40. We can't tell what her expression is because it's so it's an Atari graphic, so we can't tell if she's having a good time or not.
I know she is.
Wow.
Which is for better or worse. At least I know.
Probably worse. We should get that guy. We should get the guy on the podcast. Who do you know who that is? Is just like a local hobo or something, or what?
Honestly, every time I get close to him, he just jumps off the building.
What? Really?
Yeah. No fall damage in Atari, apparently.
And he survives every time. Where does he go? Just runs away after that?
He just jacks off.
And just and runs away. My God.
Yep.
Yeah, that guy, he needs to be questioned.
He's a great one, yeah.
What if it's Mario? Is it?
I mean, I don't remember a mustache.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I don't know.
That's sick freak. He probably has some weird fetish that he likes, wants to do something.
Maybe this is another one of his many, many jobs.
Could be. Or Wario or something. I feel like it's a Mario thing. Just like a powered move. Like a Louis C.K. type of thing.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I don't remember him there before he took my game from me. So maybe he's just rubbing it in my face.
Rubbing it out and rubbing it in. Oh my God. So what's in your future thing? What do you want to tell the fans? What do you think is going to happen after you tell the boys? What do you think are you going to settle down with somebody? Tell us what the future holds.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to settle down. Badlands, ladies like to be loose, so it's a little hard to nail one down.
Yeah.
But, maybe I will talk to Betty. See if I can rekindle something.
Why don't you just move to Nice Lands?
I mean, it's just my lot, literally my lot. This is the one I own.
Yeah, you can sell it.
This is my job. I'm used to it at this point. Who's gonna do it if not me?
Maybe. Yeah, I've got to find somebody there, right?
Maybe.
I don't know.
There is the debris field between us where Ralph lives. Maybe we can build something up there. I don't know. We also, the only other option is moving to the Borderlands. And that place.
That's a little crazy.
Crazy's the word.
Yeah, that place is a little nuts. I don't know if this is out of school or anything. Can I get one of those hammers? Is it possible, or do I need to be born into the family?
Yeah, you got to be born into it.
If there's any way.
I mean, I can try. The only way you could get it is if one of us dies.
Okay, noted.
I don't like the way you're thinking about it.
I hope nothing happens. Wait, so one of you dies, then what happens to it? Whoever just first grabs it gets it?
Well, typically our family is buried with our hammers.
Oh, and where would you say you guys are buried?
You're asking a lot of questions, Brian.
Just curious. It seems like a very, very valuable, useful tool.
It is a very valuable tool. I'm not going to deny that.
It should be more. I feel like it should be more famous.
I feel the same way. You know, like I said, it took 2 generations to get one game. I'm hoping with the Twins we can get some sort of like ice climbers situation going on with a game.
We just had Popo on a few weeks ago. He was yeah. So who was the first? Were you the first one to have the hammer, or was like your grandpappy?
Oh yeah, this is a long line of hammers.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't know where it started, huh?
Mm-hmm. We do. You know, as long as you promise not to go digging up my relatives.
I can't 90% promise.
We do have a plot in the cemetery, and what was that game with the
Ghosts and Goblins?
Yeah, Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah.
Hard game.
Yeah, well, you know, he kind of protects it, you know, keeps people out, and then all the ghosts and goblins, you know.
Right.
That's why I feel comfortable telling you about this, because if you go try, you don't got armor, you only got 1 hit.
There's no way. Yeah, I wouldn't make it 10 feet.
Exactly.
Okay. Good to know. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like that hammer should be more of a thing. I hope after this podcast, with our millions of listeners, people will know how special that hammer is. Do you have a name for it? Like I'm not like Mjolnir, obviously, but you call it
the Fix It hammer.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Now, listen, if I wanted to just like hang up a picture on the wall instead of like, you know, you got to hammer in a nail or a screw or something, can I just wave the hammer over it and it just like sticks to the wall? Is that how that works?
I got to hit it, but pretty much, yeah.
So I hit the picture. Technically, that would break the picture, but also it wouldn't because it would fix it immediately.
Exactly, yeah.
That's
now you're getting it. Simple as that.
I'm not. It blows my mind that works. That it does that.
And you know, another thing about that damn Mario.
Yeah.
I wanted to start a doctor game where I just whack my patients with my hammer
And make them better.
Exactly.
Hopefully, that's what. Okay, yeah. Right.
You know, whatever I hit, it gets fixed.
Yeah.
I could have started a vet clinic.
Can you hit the economy? Hey yo.
I think that's beyond fixing at this point.
Sorry to get so topical, folks. We got to go in a couple minutes, but is there anything else we haven't gotten to? I mean, you told us so much already today. Anything else we need to cover with our man Fix It Felix Sr. here?
Yeah, I mean, if Betty's listening to this,
Betty, turn it up.
Honey, you know where I live. You're always running outside. Why don't you come back in?
Yeah. You don't mind that she's doing that all day?
I mean, she's her own woman.
That's true.
You know, we're not nailed down.
Yeah.
We're not tied together.
Maybe get her just like some apple juice. See if she notices a difference. Like, oh, this is much better.
Maybe. Maybe she just doesn't know the difference.
Yeah.
She's never had anything better.
Exactly. Give her a milkshake. give her some Kool-Aid, something nice and tasty and flavorful.
Yeah.
Maybe some orange soda. I don't know.
I'll go stir up some Nesquik.
Perfect. You all play a quick game with me before we go?
I would love to.
Let's play a game of Wed, Bed, Dead, Fix It Felix Sr. I'm going to give you 3 video game characters. I'll show you them here on the screen. All you got to do is tell me who you want to wed, who you want to bed, who you want dead. All right? This first one, you may know this fella from one of the very first Atari games ever. We have the lovely Frogger. Frogger is literally just a frog who hops across the street and gets flattened a lot by cars. He falls in water. Alligators eat him. All that stuff.
It sounds like he needs a lot of fixing.
He definitely does. Yes, he's been flattened a lot of times. We had his wife on a long time ago on the podcast. She was great. But this is Frogger himself, one of the first Atari characters like ever. It seems like, you know. Next one is from the Street Fighter franchise, Akuma. Akuma is like he's got all of Ryu and Ken's moves, and he's a real fucking mean old bastard. He's a demon with fire red hair, and he seems very cranky all the time.
He looks like he's 10% Ralph's father.
He really does. Looks like 50% Ralph. Yeah, definitely got the build and the physique of Ralph. Big guy, pretty evil and nasty, but a good fighter. Very good fighter. This last guy, I had no idea who he was, but he's on our list, and he comes up, I think, one of the first times. From Final Fantasy VIII, we have Irvine. Looks like Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, a little bit from wrestling. But he is apparently, he's in Final Fantasy VIII. He's an expert gunman. known as the best shooter in Garden, and he's a big whore. I think he's a big ladies' man. They say
This is the guy up on the top of the building.
It might be, yeah. He'd say he's known for cherishing the company of women almost as well as his accuracy with the gun. So he loves shooting people. He's got a little cowboy hat, the long ponytail. Looks like Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I'm starting to think he might be the guy from my building.
Geez, so
shooting, loves the ladies.
So those are your choices. We got Irvine, or maybe Irvin, I don't know. Irvine, Frogger, and Akuma. What are your choices here, Felix? Wed, bed, dead.
I think I'm gonna wed Frogger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I said, he probably needs to be fixed up pretty often, and I like to be useful.
Yeah.
I like to be handy around the house.
So you can also fix like living matter too, you're saying, with that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's crazy.
There's that scene in the movie where Junior's smacking his face to make it fix it.
That's right.
You know?
Wow.
Honestly, I didn't even know I could do that until I saw my son do that in the movie. I was like, this opens up so much possibilities.
You're walking around with stubbed toes and cut fingers. You didn't even know.
Exactly. And that's the thing. You always want your son and your children to be better.
Sure.
That's one way that Felix, that Junior definitely surpassed me.
That's great.
And I love that. But yeah, I want to wed the frog.
Gotcha. Good choice.
I'd definitely be very useful to the frog.
All right.
The next two choices, the more I think about it, that Irvin, I'm pretty sure that's the guy.
Yeah.
I'm 90%. That 90% keeps coming up, but
sure does.
I don't see his full body. He looks like he's wearing some sort of clothes in this.
Yeah.
But man, like I said, I don't remember him having a mustache. This guy doesn't have a mustache.
Got a hat, the long hair. I think it's him. So what are you gonna do? You gonna bet him or dead him?
I gotta dead him.
Yeah.
He's causing me way too much extra work.
How does he have so much semen?
That's his superpower, I guess.
It's amazing. It never runs out. I
guess. And guess we're gonna be sleeping with Akuma.
Yeah, it might be a little rough night. Be careful.
I've been around Ralph enough to know, a few bruises.
Yeah, okay.
There's gonna be some very specific bruises with Akuma. Yeah. But
just use that hammer.
Yeah, that's true.
What if you could fix his attitude if you hit him a few times?
Maybe I could. Does
it work with like things like that too?
I've never tried. But if Akuma lets me hit him with a hammer, maybe we'll find out.
Akuma Matata, everybody. Good choices there. Excellent reasons as well. So what I'm gonna do, I think, you know what? I might wed Irvine. I think. I usually never do. I usually kill, I think, the Final Fantasy characters. I want to wed this guy. Everybody from that land usually has some type of magical power, it seems like. And that might just be fun to have around. I don't like guns at all, but he, if it's safe, he can teach you how to use a couple. It might be fun to see how good he really is. I think he's the best at it. He's the best at it, it says. So it might be kind of fun to be married to someone who's the best at something.
Yeah, sounds good.
My wife feels that every day. I'm the best podcaster, I've been told. So
how many podcasters does she know?
2.
Hey,
me and Joe.
Good odds.
So we'll wed him. This is where it gets a little tricky too, with Akuma and Frogger. Do I want to bet a frog? Not really, but Akuma's also. I mean, I'll bet Akuma here.
Yeah, bet a frog, bet a demon. What do you want?
Right, I'll bet Akuma. I hope he's gentle and we just kind of.
He's not.
I know.
I can tell you right now.
Maybe there's one time he'll be like, "Thank you. I've been putting on this act for so long, and I'm so mean."
I don't know anyone that makes that face constantly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it'll be one horrific night, and then Frogger, because he's died so many times before, I think he might be used to it. It would just be another Wednesday for him.
Hey, and I'll just come along and hit him with the hammer.
Yeah, and it'll start all over again. Yeah. I think you won that round there. Those are good choices. Senior, thank you so much for telling your story and joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is a lot of fun. I got a lot of things off my chest.
Yeah.
maybe we can fix the family up with this stuff. Have more family members.
Yeah. I mean, I have a bad back. Could you come maybe just whack it a couple times? Does that work?
Yeah, I could come along.
It's awesome.
I might need a stool. You're pretty tall, right?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll pick you up. Whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much. But
start a chiropractic game.
Oh my God, look at that.
Yeah.
All these ideas just pouring out of us today.
Right?
I think it's a good idea.
And Mario's got to come along and he's going to steal these ideas. I'm telling you.
That perv. He just wants to massage ladies, probably. All creepy like.
I mean, in the Badlands, it's. I understand that.
It's expected. Yeah. Well, thanks again for joining us. This has been really, really great to have you on, and everybody else, thank you for listening, of course. And we will talk to you all next week. Bye bye. Today's playable character was played by Justin Bowen. Check him out on all the socials at JackSquatJB. That's JackSquatJB. And check out his hilarious Waluigi parody video, WAH, W-A-H, on his YouTube.